Ever catch yourself looking up at the night sky and wondering, like, are we really all there is out there?
I think we all have.
Right. Like, it's this question that just grabs you and won't let go.
It's one of the big ones.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, the search for extraterrestrial life.
You know, we have a great guide for our search today.
Oh, do tell.
It's an article called Exploring the Universe and the Search for Extraterrestrial Life.
Perfect, because honestly, it feels like every other day there's some new discovery about planets outside our own little corner of the universe.
True, the field of exoplanet research has really taken off.
It has.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Right back to basics.
when we talk about the search for life beyond Earth, what are we actually looking for?
Like, what would a planet need to have to support life?
Yeah, what are the must-haves?
Well, I'm no scientist,
Sure.
but I'm pretty sure we can all agree that liquid water is non-negotiable.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, look at our planet.
It's essential.
Right. It's everywhere life is.
Liquid water is fundamental for life as we know it.
Exactly.
And that's where this concept of the Goldilocks zone comes in.
Oh, the Goldilocks zone.
Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah. Not too hot, not too cold.
Exactly.
It's like Goldilocks in her porridge.
Yes.
Or like trying to find the perfect temperature for your shower.
Yes, finding that sweet spot.
Right.
So the Goldilocks zone refers to that just right region around a star, where the temperature is just right for liquid water to exist on a planet's surface.
Okay.
And get this, scientists have already discovered thousands of planets.
Thousands.
Thousands of planets in these habitable zones.
See, now that's what gets me.
Okay.
Because if there are that many planets out there that could potentially have life, why haven't we found any aliens yet?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Right. It's like statistically, it just doesn't seem possible that we're alone.
It's a real head-scratcher.
It is. So what's the deal? What are some of the explanations that scientists have come up with?
Well, there's this thing called the Fermi Paradox.
The Fermi Paradox, right? I've heard of that.
It basically asks that very question.
Okay.
If the universe is so vast and full of planets, and some of these planets have had billions of years and maybe even develop intelligent life,
Yeah.
shouldn't we have seen some evidence of them by now?
It's a good question.
It is. It's a really good question.
So what are some of the answers? I know our article talked about a few.
Yeah, it dives into a few possibilities.
Right, lay it on me.
One theory, and it's a bit of a dark one,
Okay.
is the idea of self-destruction.
Self-destruction. Like they blow themselves up.
Essentially, what if advanced civilizations tend to wipe themselves out
Oh, wow.
before they can achieve interstellar travel or develop ways to communicate across the stars?
That's kind of depressing.
It is a bit, isn't it?
It makes you wonder, are we headed down that same path?
It's a sobering thought for sure.
It's like maybe the universe is full of short-lived civilizations
Yeah,
who never quite figure out how to get their act together.
it's possible. And it makes you think.
It does. But it can't all be doom and gloom, right? There have to be other explanations.
Oh, there are.
Okay, give me some hope here.
What if alien civilizations are out there?
Okay.
They're just choosing not to contact us.
They're like ignoring our calls.
In a way, think about it.
Okay.
If a civilization was millions of years ahead of us technologically,
Millions of years.
yeah, would they even bother trying to talk to us?
We'd be like ants to them.
Exactly.
Or like those little microbes you find in a drop of pond water.
Yes.
Interesting to look at for a minute, but not exactly someone you want to have a conversation with.
Precisely.
So they're just not interested in us.
Maybe we're just not that interesting.
Ouch. Okay.
I'm just kidding, of course.
So if it's not a cosmic cold shoulder, what else could it be?
Well, there's the possibility
Yeah.
that our methods for searching for life
Right.
are just too limited.
Okay, I can see that.
Hmm.
What we're using is just not sophisticated enough to pick up what's out there.
It's like trying to listen to a symphony
Okay.
with headphones that are only designed for spoken word.
Oh, I like that analogy. That's a good one.
We're only just beginning to understand the vastness of the universe.
And the incredible diversity of life that might be out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been focusing so much on radio signals.
Right, because that's how we communicate here on Earth.
Exactly.
But what if that's like using smoke signals to send a message across the galaxy?
Precisely.
Like what if other civilizations are so advanced they've moved beyond radio waves altogether?
Imagine a civilization that's mastered interstellar travel or harnessed the power of dark matter.
Okay, now that's just mind-blowing.
Their communication methods would be beyond anything we can currently imagine.
So where do we even begin? How do we search for something that's so far beyond our understanding?
Well, that's where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
Scientists are coming up with some incredibly innovative approaches.
Like what?
One promising avenue is the search for what we call biosignatures.
Biosignatures, right? Like those chemical fingerprints you were talking about?
Precisely. It's about looking for signs of life in the atmospheres of other planets.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, on Earth, for example,
Yeah.
the presence of both oxygen and methane in our atmosphere is a pretty clear indicator of life.
Right, because those gases wouldn't naturally coexist in such high amounts unless something was constantly replenishing them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that something is life, all those little microorganisms doing their thing.
Fascinating. So you're saying we can actually detect those gases on other planets, even from light years away?
It can. It's incredible,
How
really.
does that even work?
It all comes down to the way light interacts with the planet's atmosphere. When a planet passes in front of its host, stars, some of the star's light filters through the planet's atmosphere. And by analyzing that filtered light, we can identify the specific chemical fingerprints of different gases.
Wow, so we're basically looking for those telltale signs of oxygen, methane, or other gases that wouldn't be there without life.
You got it. And this is where those powerful telescopes like Hubble and the James Webb telescope come into play.
Yeah, the James Webb telescope. That thing is incredible.
It's a game changer for sure.
It's like the biggest, most powerful space telescope ever built, right?
It is. With its incredible sensitivity and advanced instruments, the James Webb telescope can analyze the atmospheres of exoplanets in amazing detail.
So we're talking about being able to detect those biosignatures, those subtle hints of life on planets trillions of miles away.
It's an incredible time to be studying the universe.
It really is. But there's a catch, isn't there? The article mentioned something about the universe expanding and how that affects things.
It does. The expansion of the universe is a mind-boggling concept.
It really is. Tell me more about it.
So basically, space itself is stretching, carrying galaxies away from each other.
Like dots on a balloon that's being inflated.
That's a great way to visualize it. And here's the thing. The speed of light is finite.
Finite meaning it has a limit.
Exactly. It takes time for light to travel vast distances across the universe.
Okay, so the light from those distant galaxies we see today actually started its journey billions of years ago.
That's right. We're looking back in time.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is. But because of this expansion, there's a limit to how far back we can see.
A limit. So there could be galaxies, even entire civilizations beyond what we can currently observe.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing to think that we're only seeing a tiny fraction of what's actually out there.
It makes you wonder what else is waiting to be discovered.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Like we're just scratching the surface.
It's like we're standing on the shore of this vast cosmic ocean, and we're just starting to dip our toes in the water.
And every new discovery is like venturing a little further out into that ocean.
Exactly. And who knows what we'll find as we keep exploring.
That's what makes it so exciting. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for the search for extraterrestrial life?
Well, for one thing, we're constantly developing new technology.
Oh yeah, new telescopes, new instruments, things that can help us see further and clearer than ever before.
Exactly. And these new telescopes are going to be incredible.
Okay, tell me more about these telescopes. What makes them so special?
Well, for starters, they're going to be much larger than anything we have today.
Larger, like how much larger?
We're talking about telescopes with mirrors that are tens of meters in diameter.
Wow, that's huge. And that size matters because...
Because it allows us to collect more light.
Right, more light means...
More light means we can see fainter objects.
Objects like...
Objects like exoplanets. And not just any exoplanets, but exoplanets that are similar in size and temperature to Earth.
The kinds of planets that might actually be capable of supporting life.
Exactly. And not only that, but these new telescopes will also be equipped with much more sensitive instruments.
Instruments that can do what?
Instruments that can analyze the light from these exoplanets in much greater detail.
So we're talking about being able to detect even the faintest traces of life.
Potentially, yes. Imagine being able to detect the glow of city lights on a planet orbiting another star.
Wait, are you serious? We could actually see city lights on an alien world.
It's a long shot, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
That would be incredible. Not just proof that we're not alone, but proof that another civilization made it, that they figured things out.
It would be a discovery that would change everything.
It really would.
Yeah.
So what's the timeline on all of this? How long until these new telescopes are up and running?
Some of them are already under construction.
Really?
Yeah, and they're expected to be operational within the next decade or so.
So we could have an answer to the question, are we alone within our lifetime?
It's possible. The pace of discovery in this field is astonishing. Think about it, just a few decades ago, we didn't even know if there were any planets outside our own solar system.
Right, and now we're discovering new exoplanets every day.
Exactly. And with these new telescopes coming online soon, who knows what we might find?
It's both exciting and a little bit terrifying at the same time.
It is. But that's the beauty of science, isn't it?
It constantly pushes us to expand our horizons, to question what we think we know about the universe and our place in it.
And sometimes it leads us to discoveries that completely change our understanding of reality.
Well said. This has been the deep dive, and as always, we want to thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring the universe and the search for extraterrestrial life with us.
And remember, the next time you look up at the night sky and wonder, are we alone? Keep searching, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep looking up because the answers might be closer than you think.